AITAH for wanting a divorce because it took Y husband 4 years to change his toxic behavior. Censoring words on purpose. I, 30F, met my husband, K, 33 meters, about 13 years ago, and he had a son shortly into our friendship. I started dating K July of 2017, and by January 2019 we were engaged. A few months before our wedding, we get a call from the Department of Child and Family Services, DCFS, stating that K's son, W, 5 meters, was removed from his mother's custody. We kept in constant contact with the caseworker to see if we could come get W, since he is K's biological son. 2 days after our wedding, we get that faithful call that we can come get W, and we do. As newlyweds and new parents, we did a pretty good job, if I do say so myself. But it all started to go downhill once W started having behavioral issues at school. We would literally get calls every day about W either disrupting the class or throwing things, and I would do my best to talk to W to help him learn to express his emotions in a healthier manner. W had a habit of lying out of fear of physical punishment. This didn't bother me because I understood why he wasn't telling the truth. This is when I first saw K's true colors. He would start off calm until the lies started, then he would get angry. I would try to intervene, telling K to tap out and let me talk to W, but he would start yelling, and not just yelling, literally berating this child. That would cause a lot of FGHTS between me and K. In hindsight, I should have seen that as a massive red flag, but I didn't. At the time, I chalked it up to K having unhealed trauma he needed to work through, as his ex, W's mother, was physically abusive towards K, and W looks just like her. After countless arguments, K gets worse, telling W he's the reason he has no friends and straight up verbally abusng this child. It unfortunately got to the point of K physically abusng W, and I feel terrible, but I would become violent towards K in protection of W. I wanted to get the law involved, but I was terrified that W would be put into foster care, and I did not want to ruin this child's life. I wish I could say that was the only time, but that toxic cycle continued for 3 more years. It got to the point where I was putting K in the hospital for how he would attack W and K's family, as well as W hated me for it. I felt terrible, and honestly it's a reason I stayed so long, because I wanted to prove to W that I wasn't like his birth mother, and the only reason I would fight his dad was out of protection of him. His dad made sure to love bomb him enough while I was at work to turn W against me. I tried contacting my in-laws, but their golden child had such a rough upbringing that they made excuses for the abuse and even demonized me for not being a good wife. This broke me. Last year I put my foot down and told K I wanted a divorce. He sobbed on his hands and knees at my feet, begging for another chance. He made promises to go to anger management, get us into family therapy, and to get a job so I could be the stay-at-home parent. Up until this point, I was working full-time to support the family while K focused on his streaming career, so the idea of being the stay-at-home parent was exciting because I could spend more time with W when he wasn't in school, and I would finally have energy to clean the house. Because K wouldn't, so I agreed, but I made it clear that if he put hands on W again, I was leaving. He did it again a few months after. W is 10 now and displays his father's anger. The last time K put hands on W, he threw a small wooden table at K, putting a hole in the wall. It has been over 6 months and K has not put hands on W, but I am still contemplating divorce. I overheard K talking to his mother one day, and they spent the whole conversation saying I was being abusve like his baby mama, accusing me of cheating because I am still the only one working, complaining about me not cleaning the piles of trash and dishes he leaves each day. And his mother agreed with him and told him how he is a great husband and father, even though she knew how he would punish his son. Yet, I was the bad guy for defending a child. I've tried to talk to W about possibly moving in with me, and he refuses because Dad said you're a gaslighter who refuses to see that he has changed. I do see that K has kept his hands to himself, but I personally feel he should have never started the ABUS3 in the first place. For context, it wasn't spanks, he was full on using his fists and would literally FGHT this child as if W was a grown man. I am not proud of hurting K, but I was ABUS3D as a child, and I will not let it happen in front of me ever. Besides the sibling-like bickering, W and K are thick as thieves. But I fell out of love with K years ago because I cannot get over the ABUS3 and the things he has said to that little boy. K and I still FGHT because I refuse to praise him for not being ABUSVE anymore, but it shouldn't take almost 4 years of physical FGHTS and threats of divorce to get him to stop. I really want to leave him, and I am being told by K, his parents, and W that I am being selfish and breaking up the family, because I refuse to forgive K for what he has done. What's in the past, is what K's mother says. But my internal conflict keeps asking, why would I be with a man who took years to change something I stated in the beginning was a deal breaker? AITAH.